Hello everyone, welcome to X's and O's with LeRoy Butler, and we're going to get right at it and go after the defense again, which we saw too many big plays that Mike Pettine has to be absolutely taking an extra Alka-Seltzer this morning.
Well, he can't pull his hair out. That's a good
No,
one.
that's a good point. Yeah.
Good,
So let's get right at it. Packers have the Washington down 3rd and 6 at their own, I think it was, what, 8-yard line, 7-yard line?
They had them backed up.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So this is a perfect chance
and
to
they're
come
leading
back.
14-3. You get a chance to get good field position.
Exactly. And what happens is they give up a huge play. So why don't you, we were trying to figure out what they were in, and you think you came to a conclusion that this was a cover 3, right? And some guys are playing.
Yes, there's a cover 3 reference to it, but it's supposed to give Alex Smith the illusion that you're blitzing. You got Whitehead up in the box, you got Martinez right over the center, and you got Matthews leaning. So hopefully you can think he's going to get a blitz, and then you pull these guys out and make a big play.
Right. But so what he does is he has
First
Jordan
thing
Reed
he moves,
go in motion.
And that's to let the quarterback know if a guy goes with me, it's man.
Right.
You know. But if you look at this cleanly, he's really uncovered past Matthews. You should have a guy the disguise should be 29 should be here, 21 should be in the middle. That's the disguise. Because he could just stood up and throw it to 86, and we'll tell you why he didn't. It's on the picture.
Yeah, let's look at the first picture.
The first picture, when he goes in motion. So he's on the motion, he's coming back.
Yeah.
And see, right there, you say, oh, it's a zone.
Because nobody followed him.
Right.
Matthews probably would have followed him, right?
If it was man, you know, a safety would have followed him, or somebody would have changed the front in some kind of way. Right. So right now the quarterback knows it's a zone, and the play that I've been practicing all week, a dig route, should be wide open.
Okay.
That's everything he knows.
So back here, you know, he comes back this way.
Yep, and that's when it starts.
And so what happens is Martinez drops. Whitehead starts showing the blitz too early.
Yes.
And allows 25 to come in and pick him up. Everybody else is blocked. No pass rush.
Nope.
Why don't you take care of, start with there.
Well, right here, the slot receiver Crowder, he comes right across his face like that. And he's just a clear-out guy.
Okay.
And Jackson follows him. He follows him. So that's a voided zone. So I'm thinking that you would let him go and stay in the flat, and now Tremont going deep here, and this guy's out of it. But here's the problem. Jordan Reed comes back, and he's going to run what we call a dig route, okay? It's 3rd and 6. So he comes down here in the middle.
And Matthews drops, right?
Yeah, Matthews drops basically straight back.
Right.
Now, Martinez should probably, once he's up in there, you got to get out of there and get to that point. So him and Matthews should come back at this point right here. But again, if Matthews does that, there's nobody in the flat. Somebody has to be in this flat. It's a voided zone. Because if 86 goes in the flat, he's wide open.
Okay, before you go further, let's look at the second photo, which sort of shows how they're developing. There you see at the top, Whitehead's blitzing, Martinez is dropping. Matthews is dropping, and Jackson, right now he would be in, if we're right about how this coverage was, he's okay.
If you freeze frame it, he's fine.
Yeah, if you freeze frame it. And then let's go back here. And so what you're saying, show us what you thought it should have been, if it indeed was a cover.
If it was a cover 3 or a cover 3 cloud, say if it was a 3 cloud, this guy would jam him. You would rotate both safeties to the middle. Okay, now 37 stays home. And now you got the 3 deep. It'll be 38 deep, 29 deep, and 21 deep.
So what happens to this guy who's running
this
across
guy,
the field?
you would tell your linebacker, all he has to do is just come, once he checks the run or no screen, just come straight back.
Okay.
That's all he has to do. because he has to take away the dig routes.
Right.
And that's where we're rotating. We're rotating because this is the guy they're trying to get the ball to. You know, whenever he moved, they're trying to get in the ball. Remember Jerry Rice used to go in motion or
all
move.
the time.
You knew he was trying to see if it was man or zone. You just come straight back, but the only problem with that is a 3-man rush.
Okay.
So you're giving up something. But your linebackers have to understand now, because you'll have some guy, like he wouldn't go then. He would be back in the hook.
Right.
It would be 3 guys, 35, 50, and 52 will be right across here.
Okay.
And there is no throw.
Okay. But they decide they're blitzing.
Yeah.
They bring Whitehead. He gets picked up. And you can see how good the pocket is for in this next
Yeah,
photo.
you'll see there's a clean pocket.
Okay.
He's standing in the end zone, his heart not even beating.
Yeah. Now, you see Martinez probably not deep enough at that point,
No, he's
right?
too shallow. At that point, he's way too shallow.
Okay, and then let's look at the next photo.
Now, Matthews was deep, but he was just a little too wide. That left the middle wide open.
Right. So if they're doing this correctly, 21 would have had the crossing guy, right? The
Yep.
80.
Yep. He'd be running right to him.
Tremon's down the bottom. He's got his guy.
Yep.
Bryce is in the middle. And really, if they're playing this defense correctly, who's taking the throwaway? Is it just that Matthews isn't deep enough?
It would have been Martinez. He'd have been in the middle. He wouldn't have been as wide because that would have been Whitehead in the hook.
Mm-hmm.
So he would be able to come straight back, and if he tried to make that throw, he's going to overthrow it, and 29 gets an interception.
Okay. And so the way you see it, Alexander is playing zone up there or man?
Well, he was playing, he was man, he was inside.
Mm-hmm.
So it looked like he was playing man-to-man. That's why it looked like they may roll into that at the top. You see the guy on top of him, that's because Clinton Dix is reacting on the throw, so he kind of left him.
Okay.
They had that guy covered.
Okay, they had that guy doubled.
Yeah.
Okay.
But here's why, back to the board, here's why most defensive coordinators with young guys, you just blitz. He's your guy, he's your guy, he's your guy, what we used to call cat coverage.
Mm-hmm.
You got this cat, I got this cat, and you send everybody else. And now in these guys' frame of mind, we're never going to be passive. We're always a defense. We're just going to go for it. Because I don't want these kind of mistakes to happen.
Mm-hmm.
If these mistakes happen, you're man-to-man, it's football. He gets paid too. But what happens is when you drop this many guys and you still leave a voided zone, that's what coaches stay up all night about. And you just don't want that. It seemed like they had everything covered, but the one place they should have been talking about is the middle.
Yeah. Okay. All right, and then at the end of the play, we got another missed tackle. You know,
I wasn't going to show it.
I mean,
Tom showed that, y'all. I didn't want to show that.
Yeah, it was, that was pretty prevalent throughout the game. So, all right. Yeah. Back here, and we'll go to yet another defensive play that we're forced to analyze.
Yes, we really are.
All right, so we'll look at another defensive failure. This one was on the same drive, I believe, at the end of the same drive. And first and goal, I believe it's on the 8. And what do we get here? Sort of an unusual formation.
Yeah, and it just seemed like to me that Jordan Reed is split out by himself.
Right.
So early on, I'm thinking, well, they got to be doubling him.
Right.
That's why Clinton Dix is over here. They got to be doubling him to take him away. And since he'll be out the picture, everything else has to relate to these guys. But what happens is Tremont yells either to him or Martinez, somebody has to get the middle.
Yeah, okay, let's go right to the photos because they're pretty telling. So
there you can see his arm out.
Well, and he's, so look at the formation, that's Reed down at the bottom with Kentrell Bryce. Bryce looks like he's going to probably play inside of Reed and take away the middle. Tremont is signaling, and we have another shot of Tremont signaling there. Now what is he doing?
He's telling somebody, you got to be in the middle, or you take the middle, I'll take the outside. And that's what he's playing because he's outside leverage.
Yeah.
If he's in a true man-to-man, he would be lined up on the inside.
Right.
And he wouldn't be pointing at all. He said,
I think he knows the play, right? From his film study, he probably
absolutely,
knows
he probably
the play.
does. And that's
saying,
what's probably more frustrating because he's trying to tell somebody, and there's only 2 people can get there, 21 or 50.
Okay.
Then only 2 people can get there. Nobody else can even do it.
We go back to the board, and we saw kind of through watching the film that Bryce does kind of flip his hips a little to force Reed outside. But Reed isn't even really running around.
Nope, he's a decoy on
He's
that
a decoy,
right.
Odd part about this.
Yes, very odd. Very.
Perry and Matthews just stay.
They don't even rush. They just kind of
It's almost like they're playing the run or
the quick screen or something. It's hard to say.
Yeah,
because you don't know what their philosophy is. They just kind of rush, and that's going to give him a lot of time. So they do an RPO. He fakes it to, Adrian Peterson, and when he does the fake, then now these guys react, okay? But most of the time, these guys do this kind of stuff. He has an option, so there's like a Y. But this guy, since he's already inside, it's got to be a flat throw. He'd make a beeline for the middle, and Tremont is on the outside, and he just kind of goes with him. And remember these hash marks?
Yeah.
I always talk about the hash marks. You want to try to get say you were doubling here. You take a peep, he's taking it, rotate to the middle. Or there's no run, come to the middle.
Right.
Because if he's outside, Perry can take it.
He does. Oh, that's
and
true.
they don't even throw the ball
true.
to Adrian Peterson.
Right.
So just play your chances. Play here, and your instincts will tell you get more in the middle.
Right.
Because if that's a decoy, just look at the back. If this Chris Thompson, okay, I get it.
Right.
Come up here, you're going to try to double him either way. If he peels, Matthews can take him, you free. If he peels this way, Perry will take him as a peel, and you will help anybody deep. And again, we showed Tremont pointing, and the middle is voided, and you get a touchdown.
Yeah, I'd love to ask him, and I will at some point this week. But he must have. Everybody else figured it was a run, first down.
Because Adrian Peterson's in the game.
Exactly.
Right.
And for all intents and purposes, it is, and they've got it covered. But that's the great thing about this RPO thing.
Yes.
Is that he can just pull it out of his gut and throw it.
Yep.
And I think Drummond was saying, look out for the RPO.
Yep.
And we'll see what you get out of it here. Now, there's Tremont taking that. What you said was the outside outside leverage, which means he's assuming he has help inside, right?
Right, absolutely. And he's probably thinking if it's a run away, then you got to just try to get over the top. But now, Martinez, this is a fake run, you may lose him because he don't know if he's going to pull it or not. So you can't count him anymore. He'll be a late guy that's rotate to the middle. But now the only guy that's really not doing anything is 21.
You can't see him on this one.
Yeah, and you can't see him, so he has to rotate to the hash marks.
Right.
And that would be either a collision or an interception.
And I think looking at Bryce there, with the way his hips are flipped there, you would think that he's taken the middle away, no?
Right. They definitely are not doubling him. Okay. If they're doubling him, Bryce would be on the outside, more so on the 8, and forcing him inside to 21. And you can look at Alex Smith. He's not looking anybody off. He's staring right exactly where he wants to go. On all of his passes, he just stares this guy down, and that will bring the safety, bring Clinton Dix over to either make a good tackle, break it up, or intercept it, or get fined $50,000. I mean, you always got to throw that in there. You just don't know.
You showed,
but it should be an interception.
You made a good point too. Up at the top, Paul Richardson, the second to top receiver, he's not even running his route.
Nope. He's not
knows
even
where the ball is
he
going.
knows the ball going there. He knows a runner ain't coming to me.
He's not even going to do a decoy or anything out of it.
And most receivers do that. It ain't coming to me.
Yeah.
So only 2-3 people know: the quarterback, Peterson, and Crowder, the receiver.
Right.
And that's when the defense got to know that they may pull these, kind of tricks, fake run and throw it. You always got to be ready for the pass if you're in the secondary.
Okay, and then we get the last photo, and there you go. Now, two things here. Maybe Clinton Dix pulled up because he didn't want to get fined. He didn't want to put a hit on the guy and get fined. But it's also a potential interception situation if he's a little earlier, right?
Maybe 2 feet. 2 feet, he gets a pick and may run 99 yards for a touchdown.
Was that anything like the George Teague interception in
Absolutely.
Detroit?
Yes, you got good memory. Exactly. Because you have to, after the coach gives you everything, Tom, and you walk between these white lines, it's up to you. Your instincts take over.
Right.
And that's why you have to practice during the week, these kind of things. Good and bad plays happen in practice because they won't happen on Sunday.
Yeah.
And just the rotation, the communication, hey, somebody got to get in the middle. This guy's running the RPO, he's going to run in the middle. Or you say, hey, man, I got it, go do something else.
Yeah.
That's on this. If you feel like you don't need no double, Clinton, you go in the middle. I got this guy. There is no threat on this side.
Right.
But you got two guys over here. One, two, three guys. There's no threat over this side right here, but you got 53, 50, and 21 on this side.
Mm-hmm.
So you would think the threat is over here, just by numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4. But you got 3 guys over there. You're short over here somewhere.
Yeah.
So in that case, you could send a linebacker out there and keep 21 there, put 29 back here, and you double, like Perry goes out there, and now you'll double with Perry, but I still haven't vacated my middle.
Right.
Those are all coaching points. They got to get that stuff fixed, because trust me, Buffalo's going to see this. Atlanta's going to see it. Detroit, all these teams will see that.
Yeah, we already know they tested them after that Stephon Diggs touchdown against Minnesota. Washington came right back.
First chance they got,
yeah,
they did
went
the same
deep
play.
again.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, well, I hope you enjoyed that, and we will see you after the Buffalo game.